Hey, what's up, guys?
What's good? This is Michael.
And this is Chloe. Welcome to our podcast.
We're here to help you find your passions, discover more of who you are, and build an authentic community for us millennials and youngins.
So come chill out with us and let's keep it
110.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet again another episode of the Hunnit Ten podcast.
Hi.
We out here, man.
What's up, yo?
Let's get it started with our high-low segment. Chloe, a high for you, a low for you. Talk to me, man.
What was my high?
You was visiting Ma in the workplace.
That's it. On Sunday, I went to my mother's workplace.
Shout out.
Mum had been nagging me to visit her for ages, but I was like, nah, man. Ain't nobody got time for that.
True.
Excuses. But I finally visited Mum and it's gorgeous. And I just really felt proud of Mum for stepping up. She's just been really passionate about her work. So
Yes.
it was incredible just to see the projects that she's involved in. And yeah, I just felt she was very happy and proud to have me there. So
Awesome.
that was sick.
That would have been good. Yeah. And what about the low?
Oh, yeah. A low for me was probably just like after an incredible weekend. I was just spent, like just tired,
Yeah.
cooked.
Exhausted.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
But it was a good kind of exhausted. But it doesn't feel great when you know
True.
you've got work and this and that. You just
Right.
want energy. So that's been a bit of a low.
Damn.
How about you?
Me. A high for me is God bless. I finally landed a job interview
Woo!
at a music institution.
Sick.
And yeah, interviews in a couple days. It's a group interview, so it's gonna be like the animal kingdom. But I'm feeling good. I'm really grateful that I landed this one because
That's
I really
sick.
didn't think so. But yeah, that's been a super good high for
That's
me this week.
fantastic,
And for
bro.
the lows,
Yeah.
ain't none.
Ain't none.
Yeah, it's just been like a straight line.
That's sick.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Not a great thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's been my week.
That's cool.
Shall we move on to our
Quote of the day.
Okay, so what's the quote? Talk to us, bro.
Sally Burger.
Shout out.
Burger? Burger.
Burger sounds cool.
Burger. Burger. Okay.
Okay.
Sally Burger says, the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
True. I vibe with this one.
You like this one?
I do like this one. I didn't like it at first. But then I changed my mind. I like this one. What this one means to me is, first of all, like, everyone says getting started is like half of like finishing pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think the reason for that is because for a lot of people, that is the hardest part.
Right.
Because they have dreams, they have aspirations, they want to do crazy ass stuff. But there's a few things holding them back. And let me talk to you real quick, man. Insecurities,
Oh.
expectations,
Yeah.
feeling like they ain't got what it takes physically and skill set wise.
Yeah.
They ain't got the best gear. These are like justifications, excuses why it's easier not to start.
Yeah.
And it's holding a lot of people back in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the importance of this quote is not the getting ahead, but the
Yeah.
getting started part.
That's it.
And I think the best way to combat insecurities in terms of like getting something started, and this is of course after you figured out what you actually want to do, how to combat insecurities or like some expectations that you feel other people have of you is called courage,
Nice.
right? It's about stepping up, and courage is about acting despite fear.
Nice.
It's a coexisting thing.
Yeah.
Without fear, there is no courage.
That's it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I think it's not about having the balls to do crazy ass stuff. It's actually having the balls to do crazy ass stuff while you're like shaking inside.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think rising above that, I think that's true courage. I think a lot of people are too focused on like their own insecurities. And it's big. Don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah.
huge, It's held me back from a lot of projects too. And the expectation part, what are my parents going to think? What's my partner going to think? What are my peers going to think?
Yeah.
What is some random dude, like, what's my neighbor going to think?
Yeah.
Like small stuff like, well, not small. I mean, it may seem big, but stuff like that is what is really holding people back from like living it out, chasing dreams or like living out ambitions, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I think it's really important to find courage, rise above that and just go for it, because it's not other people's opinions and other people's expectations and your own self, like your image of yourself, it doesn't have the power to just completely negate you from working on a project, living out your dreams, goals, ambitions, all of that stuff. It shouldn't, but oftentimes it does.
Yeah.
And I think that's the dangers of this.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to find courage and to be able to live out in spite of your insecurities.
That's cool.
And expectations other people have of you.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think with insecurities, I reckon to be able to step forward with courage, for me anyway, one thing that really helps is to address the root of that insecurity. Because I think insecurity is like always, it's internal.
Yes.
And it can be caused by what other people might say, but largely because of what we believe about ourselves.
Yes. It's about who you listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I think it's very, very easy to feed insecurity, and it grows bloody quickly.
True.
And it spirals like a snowball, and it cripples you in fear. But once you grab the roots of it, pull it out, and just take that one step, I think you just grow in your confidence by stepping out.
That's it.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's about the small wins.
Yeah.
Right? You taste the small success and you celebrate that.
Yeah.
And that contributes to your confidence.
Yeah.
And then rinse and repeat. And maybe the successes can become bigger and bigger each time. You can keep it as small successes for a while. But yeah, it's all about kind of adding to your confidence and just having more faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's this quote mean for you?
I've kind of looked at this quote from a bit of a different angle, where I think, yeah, there are some things that I really do find hard to get started.
Yes.
But like with my personality, I'm a little bit of a go-getter, so I'm a bit of like a get things done kind of girl.
Yes.
But something that I just thought of was how important it is to calculate the costs before starting.
Yes.
And not just looking through rose-colored glasses, but looking at the costs and looking at the things that would be hard, being even more motivated because you know, yes, like you really want to do this despite the costs, despite the stuff that might be hard on the way. And just holding on to that.
Yeah.
And just not letting that scare you.
It's the value game, right? Because
Yeah.
at that point, it'll be worth it to you. And if not, then what's the point of doing it?
Yeah.
But if the costs and the hardships,
Yeah.
if they're worth it in the end, then dude, go for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And I guess like Sally Berger is saying that the secret of getting ahead is getting started. And I reckon maybe if I could be a little bit of a critique,
Yeah.
I would say that the secret of getting ahead is getting started and having disciplines in place.
Yes.
I think discipline sounds like rigid schedule. Ugh.
It does.
But it leads to freedom.
True.
I think if you have a bit of a structure or a schedule, like it really does lead to more freedom, and you get stuff done and you grow in your confidence as you go. So that's something that I think I have struggled with in the past.
Yeah.
And so I guess I see that quote from this angle, just knowing that counting the cost is a very important part of getting started.
Yes.
And having little steps and disciplines laid out is just very helpful.
It's also the most realistic way to look at things.
Yeah.
You know, because with projects or ambitions or anything, any process that you need to undergo, well,
Yeah.
most things, there's going to be a cost. And there's going to be requirements of work that you're going to put in.
Yeah.
And I think it's really wise to think ahead and have some foresight on how much money, time, energy you need to invest in that.
Yeah.
And that's a really efficient way to look at things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we move on to our one thing?
Yes.
Which is...
What is one project you started despite your insecurities?
Ay. So what is one, Chloe?
You want to go first this time?
Okay, I'll go first. I'm going to be honest with you. Doing this podcast, the Hunnit Ten, was kind of my one project that I went through with, even though I was insecure. And the reason is, like, giving advice, there's this stigma around it. You seem put together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like a duck. You know, on the surface, they're just calm, and underwater, there's
yeah. It's like
restless
that.
pedaling.
There's this almost like prejudice with giving advice. There's this like bias almost.
As in, like, people are like, show me your degree, show me that piece of paper. What qualifies you to tell us this information?
And like, what have you been through, and like, how put together are you to be able to give this type of advice?
Right.
And just for the record, like, see, this is the expectation thing, not really insecurity.
Right.
I'm at peace with my insecurities.
Yeah.
But with the expectation, It's like, I just don't want people to get the wrong idea, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound high and mighty. I don't want to sound like I'm sitting on a pedestal, because like I said before, I'm still struggling with not a lot, but pretty much all of the stuff that we've been talking about in previous episodes. I was just afraid to be that dude, but at the same time, I saw the value in this of helping out kids, and I've been helping out kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did a bit of mentoring here and there.
That's it.
I didn't like the word mentoring, because again, that high and mighty thing, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say like an older friend.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I did some mentoring for some kids here and there, so I see the value in this. It's hard to meet up with 10 kids once a week.
Yeah, you're
you know,
right.
but like by doing this podcast together, like we can package this
That's it.
and give it to X amount of kids.
Fantastic.
Globally. So I think it's been good, and I saw the value in this thing, but I was just caught up on expectations. Like, I still got a lot to figure out. I still got insecurities I'm working through.
Yeah.
You know, I still have so many unknown things and things that I'm struggling with, and fears, and you name it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going through the same stuff in different ways. So I think that's one thing that kind of got me a little bit insecure, just because I didn't want to sound like a dude who thought he had it all, sort of thing, you know, because it's totally not what it is.
True that.
Yeah, but like, you know what? But we're 6 episodes deep. So like, you know, we still out here, we're still doing it. So I think that is one project that I have just lived through despite insecurities.
And I think it is incredible that the pressure of other people's expectations is making you feel a little like,
Yes.
But still, like, I can hear that your passion for helping out younger kids and just young people and just people in general, it's what's driving you to push past and rock up and show up and hang out with me and chat.
I think that it's the value game again.
Yeah.
You got to weigh out the worths.
Yes.
And we talked about values as well. Shout out to episode 3. But yeah, it's like I could weigh out how much this is worth to me, how valuable this project is to me. Weigh that out with how insecure am I about this.
Right.
If you're playing the value game, the why should outweigh the why nots.
Yeah.
But if sometimes the why nots may outweigh the whys, you may need some reevaluation, which is completely fine, right? I mean, it's cool. Sometimes the insecurities do outweigh your reasons to be doing certain projects. That's when the whole courage thing comes in again.
Yeah.
You know, and reevaluation is completely fine. And insecurities outweighing reason is completely fine. But I think from that reevaluation, you just got to really consider, is this worth going for?
Yeah.
If the insecurities are too much of a setback for you, but you're super, super, super passionate about why you're doing it,
Yeah.
then you got to step up your courage game.
Yeah. And maybe this is kind of like, I guess I'm just thinking back 2 podcasts ago, we're just talking about buildings and foundation.
Yes.
Maybe you need to work a little on your foundation.
Yeah.
Just the more secure you are as a person, and I say this including myself because I'm working on this, the more secure we are and the more grounded we are in our character, the more we can accomplish.
For sure.
And so if you are struggling with insecurity and that outweighs your reason, maybe it's an opportunity for you to
challenge that.
Yeah. Chat with a friend, or even just sit down and write down the things that you're insecure about and just dig out those roots and just figure out what is making you feel insecure.
Yeah.
And just ask someone who actually knows you and loves you, and ask them like,
damn,
is this true about me?
Right.
And just prove those insecurities wrong. Or maybe those insecurities are real. Maybe you just have to see them from a different perspective.
True.
Or just own them.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's always one way of finding peace. Like the first step is like acceptance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you're right. Insecurities, they may not be true. It may just be lies that someone said that you've been feeding to yourself for years and years and years, but it could also be true.
Yeah.
You know, but I think, finding acceptance is one way to just like, I think it's a good way to start just owning that, like you said. But yeah, what about one thing for you, Chloe? Like, what's that been?
One thing for me, like I kind of mentioned before, this podcast was one of them. But
But you can't just like take my stuff. So.
No, I can't. One thing that I've started despite my insecurities is a YouTube channel.
Shout out. Shout out.
So I've been thinking about this for probably half a year.
Yikes.
Thinking for half a year. I just thought it'd be really cool to just put out some piano covers.
But it was hard for you to get started, right?
Yes.
And why was that?
It's interesting because I've never thought of myself as a perfectionist, but do you think I'm a perfectionist?
I kind of do.
Yeah, it's weird because there are some people that have pointed out that I'm a perfectionist, but not in a way where it's like, you're a perfectionist.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like I've got really messy writing, like my room's a mess, my car's a mess.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
your car is a mess. Anyways.
But I think it was my perfectionism that really held me back.
Right.
Just feeling like I can't do this perfect, like I can't play this perfect, or I can't have this angle or this lighting or this sound.
Yes.
And I guess, yeah, just fear of like, there are freaking so many voices and videos and stuff out there, so many instrumental covers and stuff out there. Like, who the hell am I to start? Like, I'm nothing. Do you know, just these insecurities, feeling like you're not good enough, like you don't have the right equipment, that you're just not ready, that you're not just cut out.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff really held me back.
I feel you, bro. That's super relatable. I think that's relatable for pretty much everyone listening in right now.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way, just feeling like, oh, like, what's the point? Like, I'm not good enough, or there are already too many people doing this. Like, is there a point of starting? Like, can I actually continue? Am I going to just start something and then let it crumble? Like, I guess, that's something that I do wrestle with.
I think it is a tough place. But hey, first upload though.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you upload?
Last night.
Hey,
Well,
but hey, you guys should definitely check it out. Chloe is an insane piano player. Like, I've been trying to outdo her for years, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. She's definitely born with something special. You guys should definitely check her out. Plug yourself. What's your YouTube?
My YouTube name is Chloe Adam.
Hey.
And so I've got one video. So it's Coldplay's Yellow.
Shout out to Coldplay one time.
Yeah, but I hope to be uploading every week. So we'll see where this goes. If you have any song requests, just shoot me a text, shoot me a DM.
Or leave it in the comment section below,
yeah,
you know.
would love to do what you want.
Definitely check out her YouTube. She's crazy. I just listened to a little bit while we were getting prepared for this episode, and I just don't even need to say nothing no more about Chloe, man. Like,
you're killing me,
dude. No, but for real, guys, please check it out.
Now I've got a very
please
big
check
head.
it out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Because hey, it's actually a really great small win for you, and we're talking about the accumulation of small wins contributing to your confidence and combating insecurities. But it's like, getting started is hard.
Yeah.
Especially for you because of your perfectionism and your insecurities. But hey, despite that, first upload.
Yeah, and it's actually a huge thanks to Pete.
Shout out to Pete one time.
Pete, yeah, he really gave me the courage to do it, and he just led by example.
Yeah.
I think, you can preach with your words, but I think you say so much more with your life, with your actions.
Damn,
and Pete really just set that example for me.
That's crazy.
He gave me that courage.
I think that's one way to kind of find courage for yourself, is to get inspired.
Yeah.
And get influenced by the right people, whether it's directly or indirectly.
And I think we actually have a choice in surrounding ourselves with that.
Yeah.
I know there are some days where you're just like, oh, I don't feel inspired. And it's true. Like, we do get in those modes, but we can actually surround ourselves with inspiration by seeking it out.
Yeah, and we talked about that in episode 1, shout out, about community and getting plugged in.
Yeah.
I think that's a great place to look for inspiration.
Yeah.
And just like good people that can teach you about how to combat your insecurities, or maybe just have a good enough influence for you to feel more confident about yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way. Shout out to episode 1.
Yeah, that's cool. And I guess another way you can surround yourself with inspiration is reading books.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So I haven't read a book in years, so I probably wouldn't know. But tell us about it, man.
Reading
what's
books. It doesn't just have to be reading books. It could be like we mentioned in our previous episode, like searching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or I guess like you mentioned, is talking with people. But I reckon this kind of seeking out inspiration can be a disguise of procrastination.
Ooh.
So I think it's very important to seek out that inspiration and feed it, but not just keep feeding it and not act on it.
Right.
I think finding that inspiration and then stepping out is probably the key of gaining confidence.
Damn.
Not just being all talk. It's okay to talk because you do need to feed your inspiration, your courage. But what actually really feeds your confidence is actually just stepping out and accomplishing small victories and
Yeah.
just celebrating them.
That's it. That's the way. I think that's especially good when you're in a slump or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so demotivating and so uninspiring and so demoralizing. And you just feel like a potato. Like, you don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
You don't see the point. But like, yeah, at that point, it's small wins. Small wins, you know. I think it's about building confidence first.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing point, Chloe. I think that brings us to our
Nugget of the day.
Which is,
Just do it.
yeah, we kind of bit off Nike for this one, but hey, what's a better way to say it?
Yeah.
Sometimes we just gotta do it.
Yeah, straight to the point.
Yeah. I mean, you had something to say about the nugget.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, guys, whatever it is that you've been thinking about and have held off on, I reckon just go for it. Just take that one small step because you are so worth it.
Hey.
You are enough. You don't have to lose 5 kilos or get the best equipment or have better makeup or
Preach.
be older and wiser. No, like you are enough as you are.
That's it, man.
You are enough as you are. So just do it because the world needs what you have to offer.
Damn, that's a little bit of self-love for you there. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, it's been a solid episode. Episode 6, Hunnit Ten podcast. Today we talked about getting started, getting stuff done, just doing stuff.
Yeah, and fighting those insecurities.
That's it. Acting out despite insecurities and finding courage.
Yeah.
And I think it has been a blast. Thank you for tuning into episode 6.
Yeah.
It has been Hunnit Ten podcast, and we out.
We out. Just do it.